Hi, welcome to our channel. Today we are filming 5-star predictions for 2020. We only have 4 books each, so we might film this maybe like halfway through next year.
Yeah.
Film a wrap up, see how we did. If we're totally wrong.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
You should be.
I know, I don't give very many 5 stars, so do you want to start?
Sure. All right. The first book on my list is Age of Myth by Michael J. Sullivan. And I'm feeling pretty confident that this is going to be a 5-star book because I've read the Raya Revelations and Raya Chronicles written by Michael J. Sullivan, and they are so good. And so I think that this is set like in that same world, but not the same characters.
Huh. So this is like the first of a series, or is it a standalone?
This is the first in Legends of the First Empire is what it's called. And he's still writing this. So I have waited a while to start this series because I like them all to be out.
Don't we all?
Yeah. If it's not good, I don't want to reread it. Like,
Right.
So
Looking at you, the beautiful.
Don't look at this book. It's not the
Well,
beautiful.
the beautiful's over there.
Oh, I thought you were looking at
No,
this.
I still need to take it back to the library.
Yeah, you should.
Anyways.
So this book is, there's gods and there's humans and they're living together and there's kind of this balance. And then one day a god is slain and it creates this imbalance in power and who's kind of in charge. And so it's kind of set in that world and that political structure. So I'm really excited to read this series, and I just really like Michael J. Sullivan.
All right, the book I'm the most confident that I'll give 5 stars to next year is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. I gave Way of Kings, which is the first one in this series, 5 stars.
And this one just gets better.
Yeah, so I've heard it gets better, so maybe I'll give it 6 stars. No, I'm just kidding. So this is just a continuation of Way of Kings, which, like, how do you even describe the plot for Way of Kings? There's a lot going on.
There is. Well, I mean, it's over 1,000 pages. How do you sum that up?
Yeah, there's, like, I would say in a nutshell. So there used to be kind of like these, they weren't really gods, but almost like superhumans,
Yeah.
I'd say. And they kind of protected the world from like this great evil, but they've disappeared. But they disappeared like a long time ago.
Yeah.
But then like this great evil is coming back, but like it doesn't actually come back in the first book. It's just kind of like little hints. But that's pretty simple explanation for it.
Yeah.
But I'd say that that's kind of the overarching theme. Kind of like the main big plot points that'll like carry through the whole series. So,
And what I really like about it is it follows different people's perspectives. And so you get a lot. And Brandon Sanderson has been praised multiple times from multiple people for including like mental health issues in his books. You've got depression, you've got dissociative identity disorder, PTSD, like, and he does a really good job of it. It's represented really well. So
yeah, so that's what I'm most confident about, 5 stars.
speaking of Brandon Sanderson, my next book is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. So this is a YA book that Brandon Sanderson has written, and I haven't read any of his YA novels. He has a few out there, but I just haven't gotten into them yet. So this book follows the main character whose name is like Raina or something. Spensa. I was close. And she lives in a world where people are pilots and they fly. And her father was labeled a coward, and so people didn't respect him. I think he's dead. And they don't respect Spensa. So I'm excited to read this one. I really like Brandon Sanderson. He's really accessible in adult fantasy, so I'm curious to see what he's like in YA fantasy. So
I think that's technically sci-fi.
is it?
Yeah, because it's in a different world, and they're like at war with the aliens in the other world. So
Look at me.
giving sci-fi a go.
I am.
Okay, the next book I have is Sibel's Secret by Juliet Mary Elliott. I bought it used from off the internet, and I think it's like an old library copy, so it has like that shiny. So, yeah, it's kind of a pretty cover though.
Oh, well.
It's probably the best I can do. I'm gonna put it down so it doesn't blind anybody. So I don't know a whole lot about that one. She's just my favorite author, but it's the second one to Wildwood Dancing. It's a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling.
Ooh, I really like the 12 Dancing Princesses.
Yeah, it's one that I don't feel like gets enough love.
I agree.
But it just follows like one of the sisters after the events of the 12 Dancing Princesses. And I was just reading inside the dust jacket, and it says, an ancient artifact, a perilous quest, a trail of magical signs, a startling love triangle. So now I'm scared that it's not going to be 5 stars because I didn't know there was going to be a love triangle, and I really hate those. So, but she's my favorite author, so.
So if anyone can do it, maybe it's her.
It's true. We'll see.
Yeah. The next book on my predicted 5 stars list is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This is technically a classic, but it's also a horror. It's like one of the earliest horrors, is what I've heard.
I wouldn't really describe it as a horror, but maybe in like when it was written it was. I don't know.
Very possible. So this book is about, there's a woman, not Rebecca.
You actually never know her name.
I've heard that. I've heard that she says that she's like so embarrassed by what's happened, or is like, you don't deserve, or I don't deserve to have my name known or something.
I don't remember that. I just know that I know at least he comments, that's a really unique name, I like it, but you never know what it is.
So this person that you never find out what her name is, she falls in love with this man and they get married really quickly, and then he takes her back to his house, and while she's there, she discovers that there's like a dark secret about his previous wife who's died, and his previous wife was Rebecca. So I'm excited. I really enjoy classics, and this sounds really different from any other classic that I've read before. So I'm excited to get this one a try.
The last book I have on my 5-star prediction is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. I got this for my birthday last year. Well, this year, I guess. But I just still haven't picked it up. So it's about a band of mercenaries, but they're all old now, so they've kind of gone their separate ways. They're not like together anymore. They've turned their lives around, so to speak. And then one of them one day comes to one of them, and his daughter is like stuck in this city under siege, and he wants to get the band back together to go and save her, but they're all like, they're old. So I just thought it sounded kind of funny, and I've heard it's funny, so.
It sounds hilarious.
Hopefully 5 stars.
Sometimes I like to give a book 5 stars just if it is actually humorous. I feel like it's really hard to make a funny book without it coming across as like,
Weird.
that was super awkward. Yeah. All right, the last book on my predicted 5 stars list is The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. And this is the first book in the Lightbringer series. I think there's 5. The last one just came out, which is why I now feel safe starting this series. So I don't know a ton about this one. I think the reason that I'm really excited to read this one, and that I think is going to end up being a 5-star book for me, is the magic system is based off colors. And I love how unique that is, and it sounds really good. So it follows this man, Guile, I think is how you would say his name. He's really powerful. He's like the most powerful man in the world, and he finds out that he has a son. And that's pretty much all I know about it. So I'm really excited. I've heard a lot of good things about this series.
Has Phil read it?
This is where Phil is, and then he gave up on it.
Oh, really?
He does that with a lot of things.
So the last book on my list is Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Nouvelle. So this one is also on my list of sci-fi I want to try next year, and it just sounded really good. This little girl, she like falls through the earth one day, and when like the rescuers get there to pull her out, she's standing on this giant hand. And like, what is this hand? Where did it come from? And then when she grows up, she becomes a physicist and leads a team of researchers to try to figure out what it is and where it came from. And that just sounds super cool to me. So
It does.
Hopefully 5 stars. Maybe the whole series will be 5 stars.
Well, those are our books that we have predicted we will give 5 stars in the year 2020. So yeah, we will see you in our next video.
Bye.